Firefighters and police describing explosions. A lot of them.
The secondary explosion. We've got numerous people covered with dust from the secondary explosion.
Just floor by floor instead of popping out.
It was like, if they had detonated.
Yeah,
as
detonated.
If they were planned to take down a building. Boom, 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 boom.
Looks sort of like the building just demolished.
Even if there was no secondary explosives in the building.
Kind of like gunfire, you know, bang, 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 and then all of a sudden, 3 big explosions.
Do you know if it was an explosion or if it was a building collapse?
To me, it sounded like an explosion.
Chief Albert Turry told me that he tried to get his men out as quickly as he could, but he said that there was another explosion which took place, and then an hour after there was another explosion in one of the towers here.
Sibel Edmonds, FBI translator, breaking her gag order.
All our intimate relationship with bin Laden and Taliban. We did carry very intimate relationship with these people all the way up to September 11th.
Bin Laden was spirited into this military hospital in Rawalpindi for kidney dialysis treatment. The military had him surrounded. They were saying that Osama bin Laden had to be watched carefully and looked after.
NORAD, standing down. Where were the planes?
On now to one of the eeriest moments amid the carnage of 9/11. A mysterious plane was seen flying right over the president's residence.
The E-4Bs over New York and Washington, otherwise known as the Doomsday Planes.
It has never been officially explained.
Cell phones working at impossible altitudes. Solicitor General Ted Olson receiving phone calls that the FBI says were never made.
What happened during that call? This is the only information we have on these terrorists.
She was able to call him twice. How she could pull that off, we don't know, but she did.
These are the questions, Mr. President. These are the questions. They go on and on.
Good afternoon, Mr. President. I come to you today representing the families of the victims of September 11th, as well as millions of my fellow Americans. Hopefully by now you've had a chance to read my letter to you, 20 Minutes with the President, and if not, at least had its contents brought to your attention. We have questions, Mr. President. Lots of questions. A lot of them are detailed in my letter, but trust me, there are hundreds of more questions. As my letter chronicles, sir, the 9/11 Commission itself says they were lied to, deceived, and essentially prevented from carrying out a real investigation. The people of the United States and the world demand the truth, sir.
We have to continuously ask questions. That's what a patriot does. That's what a true American does. We ask questions.
You, sir, have the power as well as the responsibility to initiate a truly independent congressional investigation into the events of 9/11 as well as its aftermath. We want our country back, Mr. President. Therefore, I'm not just calling on you and your team. I'm calling on each and every American citizen to wake up, stand up, and demand the truth. We're counting on you, Mr. President. Be on the right side of history.
And what did Thomas Jefferson say? What did he say the truest form of patriotism is? Dissent is the highest form of patriotism. Thomas Jefferson.
Are you now saying that they weren't asking to block an investigation?
An investigation must not interfere with the ongoing efforts to prevent the next attack. Senator Tom Daschle said last week that you called him several times and urged him not to investigate the events of September 11th.
Tom's wrong. He has, I think, in this case, let's say a misinterpretation.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's Charlie Sheen's video message to the president. You just heard him live for an hour on air. And all of this is possible because of the listeners, the sponsors, the Genesis Network, my crew here. I want to thank all of our sponsors. We skipped 3 of the breaks today, but those will be replaced. It's just amazing. And we really are asking for it, doing this. But you got to stand up to murderers. You got to stand up to tyranny. Our ancestors did this at many key junctures, and many of them paid with their lives or their treasure or their names. All real men and women have to stand up against evil and corruption. And I told you back on Monday, before all this was launched, that Tuesday was only the beginning. It's about making it a debate with the president. It's about making it an issue of putting it on the plate of the president. It's about forcing those 20 points out there to be looked at. And no doubt, hundreds of major newspapers and hundreds of blogs and thousands of websites have posted 20 minutes with the president. Tens of millions conservatively, just 3.5, 4 days into this operation against the New World Order, have read 20 minutes with the president. I ask people to pray for us as well, and pray for Charlie, and pray for myself. A lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that I won't even get into here. But we cheerfully take it all. You've seen history here. Black Ops tried to stir things up on Tuesday, didn't work. And we rolled over that, thanks to all of you getting the word out. And now his video address to the president is all over the web. Every major video site I looked at, it's the top video. It's just exploding. Go to Infowars.com and be part of the fight. Click on the big banner at the top of Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com that says 20 minutes with the president. And it's got the 20 minutes with the president, the audio interviews, the video interviews. When he was live on the show a few days ago for 10 minutes, the hour-long interview will be posted there today. But most importantly, the video address to the president by Charlie Sheen with all those key facts you just heard and saw, posted right there at the top. Take that video and send it to your entire email list. Show it to your coworkers. Print off the URL and the article. Give it to people. And don't stop. You're watching this 6 months from now, a year from now. Get it out to everybody. We have no future if these terrorists that committed these attacks are able to continue to operate. All of you that serve this evil system in Black Ops, they're putting stuff in your water. They're putting stuff in your vaccines. This is a diabolical group of eugenicists. The White House science chief wrote the government textbook, Eco Science, John P. Holdren, calling for sterilizing us, poisoning us, putting poisons in our water. This is real. Reality is so much wilder than most people can even imagine. And I just commend the courage of Charlie Sheen. He's an incredible person when you know him in person. And he's a great family man. Imagine, he became a famous movie star. He was like 16 in Red Dawn. All those big movies when he was 20, 21, 22. And all the media can do is focus on little petty things in his past. When it's well known what goes on in Washington dwarfs anything Sheen ever did, or the exaggerations. He is an amazing person. And again, I know a lot of other big Hollywood people that I've run into over the years, and I've consulted on films and been in a few films like Scanner Darkly, Waking Life, Winona Ryder, Woody Harrelson, Keanu Reeves, a lot of others I'm not going to mention, even bigger, because they've asked me not to. They don't have the courage that Charlie Sheen has. And I'm not saying they're bad people. I'm just saying that Bruce Willis went public somewhat, but I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to let Bruce, what Bruce really says he believes, I'm going to just, he said the same people that killed Kennedy are running things now, and he no longer follows the phony Republicans or the Democrats. He had a paradigm shift. But I challenge Bruce Willis to contact us and come on the show. I challenge all these other people, and I challenge people in the media and people in music and people in entertainment to come public. They can't stop us all. And that's what the big announcement is that we're standing up with courage, we're taking action, and Charlie Sheen's asking for your help right now today. And instead of letting the media put out all their hit pieces, put out their disinfo, use the 9/11 staged attacks to set up more of a police state, to use Homeland Security against conservatives, gun owners, veterans, as they now admit they're doing. They built this whole police state. From day one, it was meant for the American people and the people of the world. Same systems are being set up worldwide. We're standing up and saying we're not going along with this. We're done. We're saying that we understand the control grid that's being set up, and we understand our children and grandchildren and their children have no future if we don't stop this scientific dictatorship. I'm going to take some phone calls now. Danny and